Hello, hello, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it is, wherever you are. Welcome to the Wednesday Connect Restorative Yoga practice. This is a 30-minute class, and in our restorative class, we always use props. So the props that I recommend for today is 2 blocks. And if you don't have blocks, you can always use some pillows. You could use some books, anything that gives a little bit of extra support, and then a bolster, which a long, firm pillow can be used as a bolster. You could also fold up a blanket as a bolster. And then I recommend having a blanket as well on your mat too. So I actually have a nice little mat underneath that I'm going to use as my blanket for today. So in our restorative practice, we always want to support our bodies so that we can come into a state of relaxation. This practice is really meant to shift us into our parasympathetic nervous system, which is the rest and digest nervous system. So we also have the sympathetic nervous system, which is our fight or flight, which if you're under a lot of stress, if you're in any kind of stressful situation, you may be in your sympathetic nervous system. If you have stress at work, if you have stress at home. So this practice is meant to balance us out and shift us into that rest and digest nervous system. And we want to utilize the props to fully support the body in relaxation, in intentional, mindful relaxation. So we're going to start today's practice in a supported child's pose. So coming down onto your mat, you can bring your big toes to touch and your knees can come out as wide as feels comfortable in your body. Maybe you want to have your knees close together, or maybe you want to have them wide, and then bring your bolster out in front of you. Your blocks can just be off to the side for right now. And start to walk yourself forward, finding that bolster, letting your chest rest down on the bolster. Maybe you bring your chin down, or maybe it's your right or left ear that you bring down onto the bolster. I will let you know when we're halfway through this opening posture if you have your right or left ear down so that we can switch to the opposite side. You can let your elbows rest into the floor, reaching your fingers forward, and let yourself be fully supported by the bolster, by your mat, by the space that's beneath you. I invite you to close down your eyes. Maybe you can sink your hips back a little bit and lengthen the crown forward. And as you come into this opening posture, start to become aware of your breath. Something that I love about child's pose is it does create space for us to breathe deeply into the belly. With each exhale, see if you can allow your body to sink a little bit more into the mat, to let go a little bit more, to invite in relaxation. Let's do a breath practice to help us relax just to another layer, another level. So we're going to inhale for the count of 4, pause for the count of 5, and then exhale for the count of 7. So I'll count it out 2 rounds, and then I encourage you to continue with this breath for another few rounds, letting your breath awareness be on your breath, letting your awareness be on your breath awareness. Awareness, awareness, awareness. So let's inhale for the count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause at the top. Exhale, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a little pause. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll count one more time. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's switch the other ear if you have one ear down. And let's continue with that breath. Inhale for 4. Pause for 5. Exhale for 7. Bring your head back through center. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Press yourself up. And let's come into a tabletop position. Stacking shoulders over wrists, knees under hips. Find that neutral tabletop. Find a nice, balanced, and sturdy tabletop position. I encourage you to spread your fingers out wide and let the shoelace out of your feet rest into the mat. And let's inhale as we drop the belly, arch the spine, lift the gaze, shine the chest forward. Exhale, round the spine, head hangs heavy, tuck the chin to chest. Move nice and slow. Inhale, arching and lifting. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch and lift. Exhale, round. Take a couple more. Inhale, arch and lift. Exhale, round. Come back through center. We're going to sweep our hips back and around and then come forward. Sweep the hips back and around, come forward. Couple more in this direction, moving slowly and mindfully. And let's change direction. Opening up through the hips, feeling into the range of motion through the hips, balancing out through the hips. And come through center. Leaving the bolster out and then bringing the blocks beside you. We're going to turn ourselves around and bring the low back to the base of the bolster. Soles of the feet come together, coming into a nice supported butterfly pose. Bringing the blocks in to support the knees. You can always bring the blocks onto the side, but it's really nice to just tuck them in nice and close so that your knees are supported, and then start to lay yourself back on your bolster. You can let your palms come down by your side. Let your shoulders fall away from your ears, and let yourself open up into this pose. Reconnect to your breath. Let's activate the Ujjayi breath here. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Let's come into a balanced breath. So take an inhale for as much as you can, filling up your body completely. And exhale, completely emptying out. This time, I want you to count your inhale. And exhale for the same count. Count your inhale. And exhale for the same count. Finding that nice balanced breath in your body. Maybe you find that as you focus, the count increases or decreases, it fluctuates. As long as you're inhaling for one count and exhaling for the same count, it's not the count that's important, it's the balancing out the inhale and the exhale. Take your palms, flip them palm facing down, slowly, gently press your upper body up, guide your knees together. Bring your feet out in front of you, plant your hands slightly behind you, stay nice and tall through your spine, and let's shift our knees from side to side. From here, heel toe your feet back together, drop both knees over to the left, and then we're going to come into a reclined twist, twisting the upper body around to find that bolster and lowering the upper body down onto the bolster. Option to bring the right ear or the left ear down. The block can be there supporting the knees, or you can remove the block entirely. Feels better in my body to take that block completely away and to bring the right ear down to the bolster. See if there's anywhere in the body that you can bring in more release. Draw your awareness back to your breath. Press your palms into the mat. Lift the upper body up. Let's just pause here for a moment. Keeping the upper body lifted. Take a couple deep breaths. Walk your hands back towards your body. Twist the upper body through center. Bring the knees back through center. Take a moment, lean back, shift the knees from side to side. Again, you can come down onto the block or remove the block from that side. Drop both knees to the right side. Turn the upper body all the way around to the bolster. Let the upper body come down. Find that bolster. And the option to bring the right or left ear down, you decide. And see if you can allow yourself to really release, looking for anywhere that you can let go. Let's bring our hands underneath our shoulders, press the upper body up. Let's take a moment here and just pause. You can lift your gaze. Take a couple more deep breaths. Start to walk your hands back through center. Bring your knees back through center. Plant your hands behind you. Heel toe your feet apart, maybe toward the edges of your mat. And then let's drop the knees over to the right and drop the knees over to the left. Drop your knees over to your right and drop your knees over to your left. Come through center. Take your bolster and put it crossways across your mat. Bring it right up to your low back. Then you're going to take your hands behind you, press your feet into the floor, lift your hips onto that bolster as you lay yourself all the way down. Let the shoulders come down. If you need to readjust the bolster so that it's nice and sturdy underneath your hips. Couple options here with the hands. You can have your hands down by your side. You can place one hand onto your heart, one hand onto your belly, or you can cactus out the arms, or maybe reach the arms overhead. Find what feels best for you. Let yourself sink into this. Let's draw our right knee in toward the chest, giving it a squeeze into the front line. And then extend your right leg straight up and reach for the back of that right leg. I want you to decide. I do recommend a little bit of sensation through the back of the leg, taking this time to open up through your hamstring. So you decide how close to the upper body that leg needs to be in order for you to feel a nice hamstring stretch. Maybe while you're here, you take a moment to roll out your ankle. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then bring that foot through center, drop it down to the floor, and we'll switch it out, ground down into the right foot, lifting the left leg up. Can reach for the back of that left leg, and you're just looking to find a point where you feel some sensation. Maybe you want to roll out the ankle. Every body is going to look different, but yet every body is targeting the same area. So the tension in your hamstrings, the tightness in your hamstrings will be what makes it what angle your leg is at. So find that for yourself. Let's lift that leg straight up, roll out the ankle a little bit more, and let's release that foot down. Take a moment, hanging out in our bridge pose for a little bit longer. Check in and make sure the low back is supported by the bolster, and let's lift the legs straight up toward the ceiling. So this is less about the hamstring stretch and more about benefiting the circulation. So you can continue to roll out the ankles or point and flex the feet. Maybe you want to wiggle out your toes. Take a couple breaths here. With your exhale, feel your back sink into the floor. Let's bend into our knees, drawing the knees in toward the chest, wrapping the hands around the knees. Extend your legs, placing your feet on the floor. Press your hips up, slide the bolster out from underneath you. Slow and controlled, let the spine come all the way down to the mat. Take a couple breaths here, letting the low back connect, letting the shoulders connect. And let's extend our legs out long. Always an option to place the bolster underneath the knees, underneath the ankles. You can let your hands come down by your side as we settle in for our final resting pose. Finding a posture that feels really restorative for you. I'm just going to come into a standard Shavasana. Close down your eyes and come back to your balanced breath, counting out your inhale. And exhale for the same count. Counting out your inhale. As you're here in stillness, draw your awareness towards your breath over and over again. Feel the inhale expand and feel the release of the exhale. Draw your knees in toward your chest. Wrap your hands around your knees. Gently rock side to side. Grab the backs of your legs. Rock yourself up into your easy seat. If sitting cross-legged is uncomfortable for you, you can always extend your legs out long in front of you, grounding down into your sitting bones, getting nice and tall through the crown of your head. Let's bring our palms through heart center and tuck our chin to our chest. Take a big breath in and a full breath out. Taking a moment to acknowledge how you feel in this moment. Do you feel calm? Do you feel present? Do you feel relaxed? Do you feel something different? Know that however you feel is absolutely okay now and always. Thank you so much for being here, for sharing in this space, for being a part of the community, for showing up for yourself. I truly believe that the more people that do yoga, the world will be a better place. I believe that this practice connects us more deeply to ourselves, our self-love, our self-reflection, our gratitude, our appreciation for life. So know that by being here, you have done something wonderful for yourself and the world around you. The light, the love, the wisdom in me sees, honors, reflects, and encourages the light, the love, the wisdom in you. Namaste. I hope to see you again on your mats very, very soon. And until then, may your light be your guide.